Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. Kerr, and welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the manager careers. We've got 1 week remaining until we get our new frame, which should hopefully improve the handling of the bike slightly, but the main thing we're looking forward to in this episode is the season finale, as we're heading to Valencia on the Ricardo Tomeo circuit. As they are around this very technical track, and the fourth and final visit of the season to Spain. As we're warming up slightly here for the final section. Look at this car park on the outside, this final corner. Very tricky final corner, braking downhill, so easy to miss the apex. Got to brake a bit earlier than you think. Be able to hit that. And of course try and extend it all over that curb, so you can have a good run down this long front straight. Go into the first corner. Again, another tricky corner. It seems to get away from you slightly on the exit, but can you just looking to maximise, that exit and using all of the track. As of course MacDonald and Elusive looking to continue the fine form they showed in Malaysia. They've had a fantastic end of the season. And as this last third of the season's gone better than I could have even expected. So looking for MacDonald to end on high here after the ultimate high last him out in Malaysia. As we're in this very tricky middle sector. Bit of a breather. Going back down the first once again. And the power slightly early there. So maybe cost us a 10th. Again, this gearing from her is perfectly suited for this circuit. Perfectly suited for Malaysia as well. Didn't really lose too much down the straights. So I think I'm just going to stick with that gearing from now on for every track. Not do what I did in Silverstone, try and lengthen the gearing and then have our straight line speed conk out halfway down like the hangar straight. So that's how you're meant to hit that final corner. Beautiful apex as we rush towards the line. MacDonald going for pole once again, a 43.5. Didn't make too many mistakes that lap. Wide a couple corners, on the pound a couple. Wasn't as bad as Malaysia. We managed to get pole there. So let's see what MacDonald has done. It is not pole, but it's ahead of the third row, ahead of DJ Antonio and Magello, with Anthony rounding out the top 10. As ahead of us, we've got McPhee, Martin, Mir in fourth, poor qualifying for the championship contender. But where's Canet? What the hell? He's on pole. That's what's happened. I couldn't see his name under first. I was like, where is he? He's on pole. By 0.02 of a second ahead of Fenati, with Bulliger in third. Looking further down, you can see the next Peugeot is in 18th for Kornfeld. Top hinge is Della Porti in 20th. And our teammate is last by 0.06 of a second behind finish. Patrick, so can Andrea end the season on a high to save his employment, and especially for Dan MacDonald, can he continue this fantastic streak recently and get another podium? Of course, we're looking to make that another win, as well as looking at the front row there. And there is Light Blue still in 7th, as alongside Antonelli is Bastianini and the German in 12th. Hopefully recovered after that clash in Malaysia. Has looking further down, there's Della Porti in training alongside the Japanese riders Sasaki and Suzuki. There is Bo Herrera and Arenas on the 9th row, and right at the back are your usual suspects with Magnum in last. As we make the final checks and preparations of the season for the final race gets underway, there are your front row, Canet, Fenati and Bulliger. So we are on the third row, right behind Canet. Looking to make a move around the outside of Mir, looks like. As we wait for the lights to pair, go out for this 6th lap race. Decent start, but there goes DJ Antonio. There goes Magello. Here comes Bastianini. As we approach the first corner, here comes the German as well. Inno to back off into that first corner of the last race as we make up into 8th. Clipping on the gearing note. As we slide the bike into the left-hander. Nicely done, and Mir's been pushed back to 7th. DJ Antonio's been pushed back to 11th. Loy is on the charge. Never want to hear those words. As Antonelli is in 9th. Behind us, the Italian on the KTM, looking to end his season on a high. Bit disappointing from him overall, but looking to grab that 7th spot, of course, in the championship, which we're fighting for as well. And there is Loy up into 9th. This might be the closest he's ever been to his teammate this season, as he got McPhee in 7th. Altmir's up to 6th, maybe not then for Loy, so he's half a second behind us. So settling in, I think. Oh no, the 2 Scots are going to war already. MacDonald saw a gap there, got past McPhee and up into 7th. Oh, and that's a beautiful right-hander. Oh no, it did, and the Malaysian is down. It's not going to be a happy end to the season for him. So we're right over the back of him here. Can we get a good exit? Can we get some slipstream down this front stretch? Not quite. That Leopard and Honda getting away from us as Kenneth leads, and will retain his championship if he stays there. Mir's got some work to do this race. He's got a pack of 7 at the front. Mugello did the fastest lap on the opening lap. In 5th, Loy up into 9th. Battling German. Battle Central Europe there. There's Mir up into 5th there, as you saw the beautiful move on the Italian. Benati up into 2nd ahead of Budiger. We're slightly wide here. McPhee's coming back at us. You can hear the Scot. They're going to get some revenge for that opening, that manoeuvre by MacDonald into that right-hander. Not sticking to the tail. That Sky Italia bike in front. I thought I'd be a bit closer by now. But again, we're coming to the sector where we're a bit better. Feeding that power in, being very gentle on the power. And letting off slightly through that first right. Into the next right. Can he make the same manoeuvre? Not quite. But in another right-hander, which we're very good at. This kink. Hit the apex. Get on the power so early. And a bit of a bendy straight before the final corner. Looks like Italian shaping up for a manoeuvre on Mir. Not happening, no. The front forward. Line astern. As we're in 7th, just sitting here for the time being. It might be go time soon. We've got no straight line speed. Got McPhee 3/4 of a second behind. As we go into the first corner in this 3rd lap. Almost halfway through this race, and yes, we're taking liberties with the track limits. You know it's go time. Oh. Breaking into that corner, and I felt they back in and get out slightly. So to that corner much straighter than I wanted. Go into the right. McPhee's still hanging on there, the Scot. He's not dropping back in the race like we usually see. As Finite did the fastest lap on that second lap. 41 flat for the Italian. So running wide. Doesn't feel like go time, does it? We're dropping back from the front 6. And oh! Over the curb. And that's allowed McPhee through. Superb run out of the corner. We're going to nip down the inside of our fellow Scot there. Back into 7th. So in the end, that mistake didn't cost us too much, but that's our best sector there. We can make up some time. As Mir's dropped back behind Mugello. So I accidentally got it up into 6th there. Should have stuck it in 5th. And Mir back past into 5th. As they're going into the second half of the race. But Vega leads with 40.8. But Canet immediately takes it back. And here comes McPhee down the inside. MacDonald having none of it though. Straight back by. So you don't want to be battling. We want to be chasing guys in front. That's how you do it. Hook up that curve, and then you get a good exit. Then out through that left-hand kink can be a bit troublesome in the more powerful bikes. It's in Moto 3, 500cc's, and not in this Moto 3 bike. That's got in the power too early there. We've got over a second gap in front. Pushing hard here on this fourth lap as well. McPhee almost clobbers us. There's an Otel on us. This time we're not going to go over the curb on the right hand side. We do clip it though. Try and get on the power early here. That through that first right now. Braking heavily for the second. Try and get on the power. A bit squealy. We're getting caught with a second there in that sector. Really maximising that right hand and look like using all of the curve and some. As you're gaining back on the front six. Using all that curb on the exit at the final corners. Roy and the German are battling like hell for night. To do a 41.8. Getting all that times down. To go on to the final lap of the race. Slightly wide in the first corner. Not very good at all. That might allow McPhee to make a move into the second corner. So defending slightly. So here comes McPhee. Oh, almost. You stick it though, round the outside. Into the right. Oh, here comes McPhee again, pushing us slightly wide. You know, he had his aggression in him. So MacDonald dives right back by. Into 7th. And it's like all pairing off here in the front 8. Got Bulliger and Kennett battling for the win. Got Fanati. Totally forgot he was in this race today. And I think that's Martin he's battling with. And of course you've got Mir and Magello. He's using all of the curve there. And we've got ourselves and McPhee. So a second back. Pace is just too similar. For the front 6. Look at this. We've been in this same slot since the first lap, it feels like. Kick it out the final corner. Now approach the final lap of this race, the final lap of the season. And here comes McPhee. Looks like the Scots got us into the first corner, has he? Oh no, MacDonald says no. McPhee says yes though. We also got Loy and the German behind as well, continuing that Noah's Ark field. The top 10. We'll slightly outbrake ourselves there, trying to slide the bike into the corner. Look at that from McPhee. Racing away. MacDonald's not going to give up as we've got Loy Alert behind. Of course, we're going to end the season with a Loy Alert. It's Mir back into the top 5, but this has not been his race, the Spaniard. It has been Kennett's race. It's been Kennett's championship once again. Mir getting that sinking feeling. Kennett getting those party 5s. This is the sector where we're very quick. It's now DJ Antonio's battling for the top 10. The Italian dropped back early in the race. He's finding his way back through. This is the right-hander. Not close to make a move on McPhee. Yes, we're going looking behind us to approach the line. Looks like McPhee's won the battle of the Scots for 7th. But again, this is just another very solid point scoring out for MacDonald in this final part of the season. There's not a very good exit all from the final corners. Kennett wins to win the title. MacDonald crosses the line in 8th, just as you saw from DJ Antonio, Otel and Loy. Struggling with the tyres there as the race got on and really on that final lap. But Canet wins the race by 17 thousandths of a second from Berger. Martin it was in third, a second ahead of Fanati. Mir in fifth. Good challenge all season long from the Spaniard. But he loses out once again in the title battle with Magello sixth. McPhee seventh, and there is MacDonald ending the season. A very good result there for Peugeot and Elusive at a track where they're perhaps not the best. DJ Antonio in 9th, O'Hale in 10th, Lloyd 11th, Antonelli down in 12th, Bastianini 13th for the Italian, Danilo 14th, and Binder grabbing the final point just ahead of Ramirez in his home race for the Spaniard. Very disappointing, and his teammate as well. Remember correctly, Suzuki 17th, Rodrigo down in 18th for the Argentine rider. As Bezzecchi's the best Mahindra in 20th, Kornfeld in 24th, and our teammate not last, ahead of Finnish Patrick by 7 thousandths of a second. That sounds familiar. So the final Riders' Championship standing sees Canet win the title by 32 points from Mir, with Berger in third, just shy of 300 points. Martin in fourth, 18 points ahead of Fanati in fifth, with Magello in sixth, and MacDonald in seventh on that Peugeot. Level on points with the German in the end, but due to that race win in Malaysia, that race really did turn the tide for these two, didn't it? And MacDonald in the end claims that 7th spot after a titanic battle. As you can see, 8 points separates those 6 riders in the end. That's how close it was. With Antonelli down to 9th. DJ Antonio ran out the top 10 ahead of McPhee, and Bastianini end the season tied on points. Line 13th, Nuadin 14th, Danilo 15th, Ramirez 16th, Rodrigo 17th, no change there. Then in that battle, Binder in 18th, Guevara 19th, Sasaki 20th, and Suzuki 21st. Sasaki winning the battle with the Japanese riders on the Honda. Kornfeld, the top non-scorer in 22nd. The top Mahindra goes to Pagnani in 23rd. And looking further down, there's Bone 26th, Bezzecchi 27th, Della Porta 28th, Arenas. So now we've got two Bone 25th, and Arbolino in 24th. Herrera in 30th, disappointed season from the Spaniard. The Thai rider in 31st, Finnish Patrick in 32nd, and Andrea in last. As in the constructor standards, Honda by over 100 points in the end from KTM. Peugeot in a very solid third ahead of Mahindra. As there are your championship winners, Canet, Mir and Berger on the podium, with MacDonald in 7th. A very good season for the Peugeot rider. Yeah, I didn't quite score in all the championship rounds like I wanted to, but very strong in that final third of the season. It bodes well for next season. As there is your final weekend recap of Season 2. MacDonald started in 7th, finished in 8th, smashed the race objective and smashed that championship position as well, getting into that 7th spot in the end. Well, for Andrea, do I keep him? I'm really not sure. After this season, another teammate which has been very disappointing. Maybe we just got to stick with one and they just develop, over the seasons. Has MacDonald gets everything up to 61 now. His brake and body position, joining his corner and photo management on that figure. As look at all those credits, 74,000. We might be able to get a Moto2 bike. Am I dreaming? Hopefully I'm not dreaming, and all of that reputation as well. Look at that. As our final act of this season is to do an activity or test. Let's see what we can do then. As going to do a TV advert, get 7,500 credit. Go on the TV program, get 100% rotation bonus based on your place in the next race. You can do an interview, you get 100% credit bonus if you achieve the sponsored objectives in the next race. Management costs, reduce that by 100% for the next race, and definitely considering that. Or end the season with a test like they traditionally do as well in real life. As you choose one of the bikes you're currently developing, beat the time goal and obtain a bonus for the bike's development. Test session for bikes currently in development. We've got nothing in development now. We've got our frame now. A bit too late for this season, unfortunately, but for next season it should bode well for the handling. So I'm going to go for something credits based. And I think I'll go with the TV advert. I think I'll go for the immediate credit boost. I think that would be kind of equal to the agreement with the airline, the running costs. As we are going to proceed to the next season. Plan your season with care, considering this is the only time you can change your rider's roster. So let's proceed. And let's look at what we can do. Moto 2, we can get a suitor, which actually isn't that different from the Tech 3. You can see speed up, and then the Calyx. Look at that country mile of everyone else. I might actually save it for the speed up, actually. What's that, 150,000? I might save up for that, actually. So we're going to call off the Moto 2 just for the time being. But we could also change our bike in Moto 3. We've stuck with the Peugeot. We've been very loyal. But there's also a Mahindra calling if we want it. I'm really not sure what to do here. We could actually get the KTM as well. You can see our Peugeot, even with max development on the engine as well, it'd just be up to 72. Which is still much slower than the Mahindra. And the Mahindra's not too far off the Honda and KTM. So do we save for the Moto 2 bike? Or do we spend it on the Mahindra now? We have around 20,000 credits left. And then we have to perhaps rate another season. Get a Moto 2 bike. We've got a dilemma here. As let's look at sponsors. As it's the same three. Am I missing something with the sponsors? Do I have to look at emails? Because apparently that's got improved as well in the latest patch. Do I have to look at emails to improve this? Is there something I'm missing here? There probably is. You saw how much I was missing on R&D. I'm probably missing something with the sponsors. As that's still our traditional changing of delivery. We're sticking with Stanley. We could go for a leopard colour. We could go much darker. Get that purple on. There's that dark blue we used previously. We could get pink. Could go for red. Red and orange. Black and orange. Could go for yellow. Could just go for orange all round. So you just go for orange. We're having a very orange bike this season. Get that orange Legion on as... Oh, actually we could make this. Oh, look at that. Looking pretty decent. What colours there? There's the orange. That's looking a bit actually asinine. That's and it's like a affront to the senses, doesn't it? Oh, I actually don't mind that. Having some chrome there. That's some yellow. Got some green as well. Or we could just invert the colours here. Have this as the blue part and have that mostly orange. It actually looks pretty decent, I think. Let's go for that. Looking bad. Wheel rim colour. Do we change that to blue as well? Yeah. There we go. That's looking decent. So there we've done our bike colour change. I'm really not sure. Do I go for the Mahindra? I might leave you on a cliffhanger here. Find out next time what else I'm going to do in the off season. Start watching. And I will see you next season.